Every week, hundreds of people who have rent arrears face eviction here at the Sheriff Court, and come April the 1st there may be more than usual. The reason is simple. An under-occupancy charge, currently dubbed the bedroom tax, is being introduced, which will involve changes to the rules governing housing benefit and will mean thousands more local authority and housing association tenants will have their housing benefit cut. There is a real concern that many tenants will be unable to afford the reduction in their benefits and will end up in court for the first time in their lives, facing the prospect of being evicted from their homes. We are the Caddington Dean Group, and we've made this video because we are concerned about the effect the coming housing benefit changes will have on the poorest and most vulnerable in society. Peter Dean, our Managing Director, explains.
The bedroom tax, it's become known, is actually an under-occupancy charge levied against the housing benefits of people that live in social housing. Well, the UK government's saying that if you're a tenant in social housing, that you will only need one bedroom if you're an adult or you're a couple. Now, that doesn't seem odd, but there's some slight complications.
So how many bedrooms do the UK government say you need? Well, first they say each individual adult or couple will only require one bedroom each. That may not be that controversial, but children under the age of 16 will also be expected to share a room if they are of the same gender. Furthermore, children under the age of 10 will be expected to share, regardless of their gender. So if you have a 3-bedroom home and you have 2 children under the age of 10, the government expects those children to share a bedroom, and it will be assumed you only need a 2-bedroomed house. Where you have 2 children aged 8 and 12 and of mixed sex, it is accepted that they will require a bedroom each. There are some exceptions to the rule though. If you are disabled and are allowed a full-time carer, you will be allowed an extra bedroom for that person to stay over. Also, the benefit changes will not immediately affect those parents with children who are students and studying away from home, providing they stay in the home 2 weeks of the year. However, from autumn, when universal credit is introduced, students will need to stay at home for at least 6 months each year to avoid the cuts. It will affect those tenants who care for foster children, as foster children are not considered permanent residents of a household. The most important thing to ask though is how much will it actually cost, so let's try an example. Let's say your rent is £75 per week and you have a 3-bedroomed house, however both your children are younger than 10 years old. Under the new rules, your property will be considered to be under-occupied. This is because the UK government believes your children can share a bedroom. Whereas previously you would have received full housing benefit or £75 per week, under the new rules it will be reduced by 14% or £10.50 per week. This will mean you have to pay £10.50 per week from your other income or benefits, which works out to £45.50 per month. Where you are deemed to have 2 separate bedrooms, your benefit will be cut by 25%, or using the above example, £18.75 per week or £81.25 per month. Other organisations are worried also, one of which is Shelter Scotland, the national homelessness charity. We spoke to Graham Brown, Director of Shelter Scotland, and asked him what he thought the impact of the bedroom tax would be when it is introduced in April.
Our main concerns are that people are going to get not just into debt, but they're going to get into rent arrears. And there's a lot of work, a lot of good work has happened in Scotland over the last couple of years to try and help people who are getting into rent arrears. Our worry is that this is going to reverse that good work. The estimates are there are about 95,000 people across Scotland who could be impacted by this. What we think should happen is that the Scottish Housing Minister should convene a national summit of all the social landlords in Scotland and actually come up with a protocol which on the one hand protects tenants, on the other hand doesn't force community housing providers into unsustainable debt themselves.
Graham's concerns have also been shared by other members of Civic Scotland, including Yvonne McDermott, the Chief Executive of Money Advice Scotland, which provides training to free money advice services throughout Scotland. We asked Yvonne what her fears were of the introduction of the bedroom tax and what people could do if they're in financial difficulty.
Our members are telling us they're really concerned about the number of people that are affected by the tax, and especially vulnerable people. They're already at the margins and this is just going to push some people over the edge. The obvious thing is to seek advice. Don't sit on it. It's not going to go away. It's not going to change. It's only going to get worse. So please get some advice. Pick up the phone or look in the website and seek advice, and you'll get someone that should be able to help you.
Although the bedroom tax is being introduced by the Westminster Government and not the Scottish Government, many in Civic Scotland believe the Scottish Government is not powerless to act. We spoke with Mike Daly, the Principal Solicitor of Govan Law Centre, who recently launched a petition to the Scottish Parliament calling for action to be taken.
Benefits is a reserved matter to Westminster. However, housing law and housing policy is devolved to the Scottish Parliament. And what we're suggesting is that we can protect people in Scotland against the bedroom tax by using the devolved powers of the Scottish Parliament. We are asking for the Scottish Government to amend Section 16 so that bedroom tax arrears are treated as an ordinary debt and you wouldn't be able to found upon them for grounds for eviction. So what we're saying is that, look, people are going to be subjected to these bedroom tax arrears, and we think as a matter of principle it's wrong for people to be evicted because of that.
Over 1,500 people have already signed the petition, and several large organisations have thrown their support behind the cause. We spoke to Judith Robertson from Oxfam to hear why they decided to get involved.
Oxfam is an organisation who works with others basically to overcome poverty. We're working in the UK and we've been working in Scotland for many years. We're really concerned that the recession has already pushed large numbers of families further into poverty. In some areas of Scotland, many people have been living in poverty for many years. And we're very concerned that the bedroom tax, as it's being known, is going to take more money out of households and mean that families, children are going to really suffer real hardship. I think at this stage we'd really like to encourage as many people as possible to sign the petition on the Scottish Government website and to add their support to what is being asked for here.
So if you want to help prevent the most vulnerable in our society being affected by this legislation, then there is two very simple things you can do. Sign the petition on the Scottish Parliament website to amend Section 16 of the Housing Scotland Act 2001. And finally, spread the word about the petition and get others involved. Share this video online to make sure everyone knows about it, or even create your own video showing your support for the petition to amend Section 16 of the Scotland Housing Act.
I'm Peter Dean, the Managing Director of Carrington Dean Group.
I'm Yvonne McDermott, Chief Executive, Money Advice Scotland.
My name's Graham Brown, I'm Director of Shelter Scotland.
I'm Mike Daly, Principal Solicitor at Govan Law Centre.
I'm Judith Robertson, I'm the Head of Oxfam Scotland.
And I support.
We fully support.
And we support.
And I support the amendment.
And we support Section 16 being amended.